Okay, guys, let's take a look at a diagram of the Earth's surface. This diagram does not look like the pie-shaped diagram that we have been using, correct? It looks more like the diagram that we had today when we were talking about plates and plate tectonics and that type of thing. So let's kind of review what all the different parts are for this. We're going to find the crust, the lithosphere, the asthenosphere, the oceanic crust, and the upper mantle. Again, this looks more like what we looked at today in class than what we did when we drew our different parts of the inside of the Earth. But you can still look at it that way, because this would be like if we took a piece out of that. So these layers going down should be quite easy for us. All right? So let's first look at this very top layer here. It's a thin layer, and it's the outer edge, and so that would be our crust. Correct? Now, when we go down another level, we have our crust right here, and then we have this little part of our mantle here. And we know from our vocabulary words that that would be our lithosphere. So this one is our lithosphere, because it is made up of our crust and part of our mantle there. What sits directly under our lithosphere? Remember, it spells La, and that is our asthenosphere. That's the layer right underneath. This causes this lithosphere, which is actually made up of plates, to move. With that said, what do you think this whole big layer down here is of the part that includes the bottom part of the lithosphere and most of the asthenosphere? That would be our upper mantle. And that would be this portion up here that we had talked about, not the lower mantle. Remember, we had divided those up when we did that. We look over here. This is kind of a new one to us, this number 4 over here. But if you look at what we have here, we have some land over here and some mountains, and then we have some water here. And again, this is our crust. See how thin it gets right here and how thick it is right here? Well, this is our oceanic crust. And how do I tell the difference between that and my continental or my land crust? Is we said that our oceanic crust is less dense than our continental crust. And the reason we said it's less dense is one of the reasons that that crust goes underneath, subducts, and pushes this one up. Creates these little trenches right here when that happens. But if you see, look how thick this is right here and how thin this is right here. So that means that your continental crust or your land is thicker and more dense. Let me move that for you. Thicker and more dense than your oceanic crust. This is the kind of diagram that's going to be on your test tomorrow. So I want you to understand and know where all these different parts are. And you can look at this over and over again tonight while you study for your test.